Further discussion, Representative Thatcher.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. To the bill.
To the bill.
As a good chair of the Sustainability and Economic Development Committee called me the loyal opposition, I figured I needed to stand up and say something because it seemed like we're just all giving a blessing here, except I do appreciate the remarks from the previous speaker from the Bedrock District. What we're saying here is that subsidizing this industry lowers our costs, which helps develop further economic development. I'm saying, why don't we do something that lowers the costs for all businesses doing business in this state and quit picking winners and losers? And that's what we're doing today, is picking an industry as a winner, and the rest lose.
Further discussion, Representative Tomei.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I'd like to declare a potential conflict of interest.
Please state your potential conflicts.
I am a member of the Screen Actors Guild, and I would hope to do more of this work after the session is over.
So noted for the record. Further discussion, Representative Gilliam.
Mr. Speaker, I'm going to just declare a potential conflict.
State your potential conflicts.
I have some restraint. As the good legislator from Milwaukee stated, I too am a SAG member and hope to take advantage of this bill.
So noted for the record. Further discussion, Representative Nathanson.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I'd like to declare a potential conflict of interest.
State your potential conflict.
A member of my family currently works in the industry and even currently has a screen credit on a movie showing in theaters now, and she could benefit from this bill.
So noted for the record. Representative Jensen.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Question to the carrier.
Question to the carrier. Does the carrier yield?
Yes.
He does.
Just a very quick, simple question. Is this a legislative session or is this a casting session?
I think you should direct that question to those in the balcony today.
Is there any further discussion? Representative Beyer.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I'm sitting here listening to all the conflict of interest, and I'm not sure I have one, but I have a member of my family that works in the industry and develops programs that they film all over the country. So I might potentially have a conflict of interest.
So noted for the record. Representative Bailey.
Mr. Speaker, out of an abundance of caution, I also need to declare a potential conflict of interest.
State your potential conflict.
I am employed by a company that did the economic analysis referenced in the legislative revenue analysis.
So noted for the record. Representative Riley.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I just wanted to let people know I'm available.
I'm glad Katie Riley is not here to hear that statement.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, for a part in the movie.
Gotcha. Further discussion, Representative Gelser.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I just wanted to indicate I look forward to voting on this bill soon because I would like to sine die so I can go to the movies.
Seeing no further discussion, Representative Barnhart, do you wish to close?
Yes, thank you, Mr. Speaker. My introduction was very short because I was thinking that maybe perhaps we might move this bill along, but since we didn't, I'm going to make a few more remarks. And this is your punishment. I'm very pleased to see that the good representative from the heart of Washington County is available to play me when they do the movie on me, and I'm glad to hear that. I also want to note a couple of other things that are sort of answers to questions. The first one is to note that the representative from the Bedrock District raised the issue of the way in which we handle tax credits, and I would note that assuming that House Bill 2067 is signed by the governor, this credit will sunset in 2012, and we will have a chance to have another debate like this one, probably in 11. I would also like to note, yes, you see the resemblance. He would need a haircut. I would also like to note on a more serious note, that the revenue impact statement prepared by those good people who I introduced this morning has a major flaw in it, and that is that it does not deal with either the direct economic benefits of filming being done in Oregon, nor does it address the indirect benefits of filming in Oregon. It indicates there's a cost of $4.7 million this biennium and $5 million for the next one. The reality is that the impacts are obvious and clear to those who, especially given the speeches we've already heard, and the reality is that the revenue impacts will either be much smaller than this one on the negative side, or potentially may even be positive, assuming assuming that the report from Echo Northwest was correct. And I think that's important to note that. Colleagues, I am so pleased that this bill has generated so much positive interest, and I urge an aye vote.
Those who are of the opinion that the bill should pass will vote aye. Those opposed, no. The clerk will open the voting system. Representative Call, how do you vote? Call votes no. Representative Cannon, how do you vote? Cannon votes no. Representative Nolan, how do you vote? Nolan votes aye. Representative Jensen, how do you vote? Jensen votes aye. Representative Widener, for what purpose are you in the queue?
I probably should state a potential conflict, Mr. Speaker.
State your potential conflict.
I do have a relative who works in the movie industry and is in Hollywood, and apparently I work with a bunch of people who think they're actors.
So noted for the record. Senate Bill 621A, having received the constitutional majority, is declared passed.